Hi everyone, welcome back to SwitchUp and to a festival that I have to say I do like. We've teamed up with Red Deer Games and I've also teamed up with my 10-year-old daughter.
Hi everyone.
Hello. Oh, you're not talking to me. Well, today we'd like to bring you a special sales video all about International Cat Day, which is on August the 8th. This event runs from the 7th of August, which has already been, to August the 21st. As always, you can save 10% more than you see on these prices using code SwitchUp over at switchup.gg to buy your eShop credit, where you'll get 5% off instantly and 5% back in coins. Once again, a big thanks to Red Deer for sponsoring this one and to my daughter for knowing way more about cats than I do. She may have a few cameo appearances. I wonder if we'll be seeing an International Dog Day one for all those dog people out there. Which ones are the perfect pickups? Ooh, ouch. Well, let's find out. Before we do that, let's have a look at a couple of games that are coming very soon that will be perfect for people with younger kids. Now, as you'll see in a minute from the trailer, it's a very relaxed game, but it's also an educational one that aims to teach children about the stars.
You play as a cat called Feli.
And yeah, you guide her around trying to investigate the different star systems. You can pet her if you so choose, and the whole thing plays out at your own pace. She can also fly around, and it's a little bit like that Little Mouse's Encyclopedia, which my kids loved when they were much smaller. It does have a really nice art style, and I love the hand-drawn animation. If you're looking for a fun and interactive way for your kids to learn about the star systems, then do check out Cat's Cosmic Atlas when it comes out. Then we've got Sprout Valley, which I think looks incredibly nice. It's a classic style top-down farming game.
It looks a bit like Stardew Valley, but you play as a cat.
Yeah, exactly right. It's got a bit of a muted colour palette, so it does look a little bit more pastel-y, if there is such a word. And I think I really like that. It's almost a hybrid, halfway between a Game Boy Color and something more modern. As far as content goes, you'll be doing all the usuals, building up your garden, growing things, knocking things down, building bridges, and generally just tending to your land and taking things at your own pace. This one's actually being actively worked on as well by a very small development team, and you can download a demo, I believe, over on Steam. I'll also pop a little link in the description so you can go download that if you're on a PC. It's one of those that I would like to support. It just has that look about it. I think it could do very well. It's a very small developer. There's no ego there. He's just trying to do his best and create his best game. Sprout Valley, I think, is one to keep your eyes on. All right, on to the sales then. The first of our sale games is Mojito the Cat. Have I said that right? Mojito the Cat?
Yeah, sounds alright.
Nice one. I sense a little bit of sarcasm, but I'm not saying anything. So Mojito the Cat is a nice little top-down puzzler featuring a cube cat. Now, I was watching a program the other day about the, you know where they grow watermelons inside square containers? I sincerely hope they haven't done the same to this cat. There are 60 different puzzles to solve. It has a lovely 3D aesthetic. It runs really nice and smooth, and it's just one of those games that's very satisfying to play. If you're after a quick puzzle adventure, then there are 10 different unlockable characters, and although this one says it's also very good for younger children, I'm not gonna lie, I have been busting quite a bit of Mojito the Cat, and there's also some free DLC that you can download, including a sushi one, a Christmas themed, as well as Easter. The game fits into a relatively small 1.5 gigabyte download. That's Mojito the Cat. Next up then, if you have very young children, then Azuzu My Pet might be a good option. It's essentially like an interactive colouring book that also has a pet mechanic in it. It features the characters Tari, Boo, Kung and Tar, and it will follow them on their adventures. There are 5 different themes of drawings, 24 different colouring variations, and it's one of those that you can hand to your 2-year-old and you have a bit of fun with. Now Bella, this probably is a bit young for you, isn't it? But I do think you'll very much like the next one. Now the sale on this is just £1.79, that's 86% off. That's Azuzu My Pet. I gotta be honest Bella, I think this is the one that you're gonna really enjoy. Now when I was a kid, we had these little plastic things called Tamagotchis, and they were like an interactive pet. You used to keep them, you'd have to feed them to keep them alive. You'd take them to school and all your mates would have one, and they were super addictive. And next up, we've got Catgotchi, the virtual pet, which is essentially the Nintendo Switch version of that game. So Bella, I've just shown you the trailer for that. What do you reckon?
I want one.
It must be one of those things that it doesn't matter how old you are, that visual style, just the overall idea of looking after a pet stays appealing, I reckon. So there are different cats that you can look after. You feed them fish, as you did back in the day. It kind of sees the fish get chomped away. They will also not evolve, but they'll grow older if you look after them. You have to make them sleep. It's a Tamagotchi, but it's a Catgotchi. And there's also some DLC available for this one that's completely free. There's a colouring set DLC. So for what, a little over £1, there are multiple cats to choose from. It's one of those that you just pick up and play. In fact, it would be the perfect little loading game for a kid who's got a Switch, and it's just 29 megabytes.
Can I play it now?
Hang on, we've got to just finish the rest of these. Then we have what is essentially a space version of the one we looked at about the constellations, and it's called Dr. Smart's Space Adventure, where you set out on a journey through the solar system, learning about the stars, the different planets, and become an astronomer. It's another one that I think would be perfect for slightly younger children, or I guess anyone that doesn't really have a clue about the solar system and space. It's similar to Little Mouse's Encyclopedia if you played that one. That was super chill. There are a couple of little interactive bits like doing puzzles, but it's generally just reading and learning about the different areas while wandering around and flying about in space. As for download size, you're looking at 775 megs, and it's down 86%. I think this is going to be right up your street, Bella. This one is a 3D interactive platform adventure, and it's called Little Bug. Now it's 84% off, and it features a young girl who's lost, and she finds herself trapped in this dangerous fantasy world. She has a companion with her who's a light-based companion that you'll also be controlling to help her get through these different obstacles. There are enemies to fight here as well, there's secret areas to find, but you're generally just trying to help her find her way home. The whole thing is physics-based as well, which always adds an element to the experience, and it has a few of those walking simulator elements, so there'll be story segments playing out in the background as you're walking along. There's secret bonus levels to find here.
Yeah, I like the look of this one.
Yeah, it looks really nice. Don't worry, I've got a few codes for this, so you can have a go on this one as well. That one's just 680 megs, and if you like your 3D platform adventures, especially physics-based ones, this one's going to work nicely for you. I do also like that contrasting colour scheme between the pinks and neons and the darker blues. Cattails is another that's aimed at the younger audience. It's one of those interactive colouring books where you choose which colours you want to paint in the different environments, and, well, you colour them in, basically. There are 30 different themes in there, loads of different animals and characters. It has a nice chill soundtrack, and as far as the artwork goes, that actually looks quite nice. Now, you'll be flying around on a dragon, supposedly, on your adventure, running around the flowery meadows, but I think that's more just a description of what you'll actually be colouring in. There's been like a growing market for adult colouring books and things like this, and you bought a colouring book the other day, didn't you, when we were at the beach?
Yeah, it's relaxing.
It is indeed. Almost as relaxing as the 6-week summer holidays when you got all the kids running around your office while you're recording videos. Ay caramba. That one is 90% off. It's just 198 megs. For me, the real hidden gem of this video is Under Dungeon. This is an awesome looking old school Zelda-like, but it also does a few of those weird things where it'll have some like turn-based battles from the side. You've got your hook shot in there are treasure chests, you'll be falling down canyons. It has text-based dialogue, a cracking soundtrack, and there are moments that are a lot more action-oriented. In this one, you will become the world's deadliest delivery cat, known as Kimuto, and it is his first day on the job. He's armed with a sword, magical bubbles, a boomerang cannon, and these can also be further upgraded. Not only does it have that lovely art style, very minimalist, there are also some mini games in here as well. It's quite simple to control, as I'm sure you can see. There are lots of enemies to fight through, and yeah, as I say, for me this is the hidden gem. Just check out the trailer, it looks absolutely awesome. Last but not least then, we have She Wants Me Dead, which, as the title suggests, is about a vengeful cat who was barged, pushed out of bed, and mistreated one too many times. Well, I mean, honestly, from what I've just seen, it doesn't look like she was mistreated. It looked like she had the run of the house and then got very angry for no reason. But in this one, you play a continuous runner where you're trying to avoid obstacles, jumping over platforms, avoiding spikes. It has a rhythm element to it as well, and a really nice aesthetic. But it is one of those where you'll be dying and having to restart over and over to try and gradually beat your way through the challenge. Now, it actually does remind me of Super Meat Boy Forever that I reviewed on the channel, and you'll know if you enjoy those types of games. They can be a little frustrating if you die a few times, but you're back on your feet nice and quickly for that one more run. Now, at the moment, this one is just 279 megabytes to download. It is 80% off, which is a very good price, but I gotta be honest, Bella, I don't think you will enjoy this one very much. I think it might frustrate you a little.
Yeah, I think you're right.
Alright, so that takes us to the end of this video. A big thanks to Bella for helping out on it. I know she is a bit of a cat fanatic. That's difficult to say. Thanks to all of you that enjoy the content. If you want to save yourself 10%, use code SwitchUp over at switchup.gg, where you'll get 5% off instantly and 5% back in coins, and you support the channel. Thanks once again to Red Deer for sponsoring this video. For all things Switch, all the time, keep it Switch Up. Cheers, guys. See ya!